till a couple people more show up. How's it going, guys? I'm gonna chill out a second here until we get a couple more people coming in and we'll get started. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about this package, some Super Sentai, maybe some Kamen Rider, we'll see. Plastic, what's up? I see Figs, how's it going? Bear with me. I'm just looking through these tools trying to get something. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Means a lot. Alright. You guys doing good? What you been up to? Also, bear with me. I think this is like the first time that I've actually like done a live stream, so like I'm new to this, okay? Let's see. I mean, at least in the meantime you can see. We got some of the display behind me. Got a couple of the glass cases. Super Sentai with the Riders over here. Godzilla and Gundams in the middle. On the far side we got the Dragon Ball with some more Gundam and some Predator figures, but I might change that setup. Not really sure to what, so we'll see. Yeah, tell me about it. I got home from work like maybe 2 hours ago at that point. Like I got off, went to the post office real quick because they're not holding my packages here at the apartment complex. I had to go get it, came back home, ate, chilled out for a little bit, watched some videos, and then I was like, okay, we're gonna do this now. But yeah, long day too, but I mean, everybody's got those long days, huh? Let's see here. Bear with me. Oh yeah, you guys were like checking out like the Kamen Rider stickers that Alex got for me from like Indonesia. Real dope ones too. I think I still left the post up, so if you guys are interested, you can check that out. But it was like $40, but for a bunch of stickers, like all Heisei, all Showa. So yeah. And yes, you're right. At least I came to a package. You are right. I was like, I gotta get this package right now. I checked the tracking. It's like, delivery failed. I was like, bro, just leave it there. Don't make me go back. But it is what it is. Ugh. Oh, yeah. Look at it. He decked it out. Look. Dude, when I got to the post office, the lady's like, alright, I got you. She saw like my name on my uniform, and she's like, I don't even need ID, you're fine. And she pulled this out, I just started laughing. I was like, yo, it's got the Rangers on it. I thought that was really funny and awesome. Nice touch, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. That was really, really cool. Brown Taku, what's up? Thanks for joining. Yeah, I got that package. I peeled out of the post office. I was like, time to go home. Let's do this. But I gotta eat first. Let me see. I'll start at least. Let's get some of the tape off of this. Now we can get it open real quick. exact on my way through this thing real careful. Don't want to cut myself. Accidentally done that before. We're doing my model kits, so not fun. That's where super glue comes in. Got them toys. What's up? Bruh. 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 For real, bro? For real, bro? You got me that Dragon Ball t-shirt, bro? Dude. Yo, that's sick, man. Thank you so much. That's fucking dope. Look at that. Goku tee? Come on. You know I love me some Goku. I mean, like, come on. Goku. Goku. Dragon Ball. Come on. Dude, thank you, man. That's so awesome. I really appreciate that. That's hella fire. And you know I'm gonna rock this too. You know I'm gonna rock this. Thank you so much. Dang. This package is stacked. I don't even know where to begin. Let me see. Yeah, it's a great surprise. Thanks again, man. I really appreciate it. Really. I really appreciate it. What we got here? Okay, let's start with... Alright, let's start with the top guys. Let me see. Alright. Number 1. We got Psycho Red. That's really, really cool. Honestly, like, growing up, it's kind of weird because, like, you know, I was born in 93. So, that's around when Mighty Morphin, if I recall correctly, actually started in the US. But it's odd because I remember growing up loving Mighty Morphin but never really watched it. Like, the ones that I recall watching primarily were like Lost Galaxy and Onward, and not until like later on I started watching Mighty Morphin. But for some reason, Mighty Morphin, I think it was probably because of the suit designs, I always recalled them. But I do remember, of course, these guys from In Space and, if I recall, Lost Galaxy, but definitely from Mega Ninja, the Super Sentai version. So this is really cool. I'm gonna have some fun with that guy. And of course the Lost Galaxy, or Ginga Reto. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. I remember having a lot of Lost Galaxy figures growing up. Between my brother and I, we had quite a few of them, this one being one of them. So I'm really excited to mess around with this guy. Oh yeah, and his little flame effect part, so that's really dope. And Big Daddy, Lord Zed. I'm definitely gonna see if I can give this guy a blackwash. So we'll see. Actually, let me see. I have my box with the rest of like the Marvel Legends and the other Lightning Collection figures that I've gotten recently, and I didn't put this picture up because I couldn't really like get a good grasp of the color in the image, but I did do like a black wash on this guy, and I was gonna, you know, like kind of like clean it up with some of the thinner. Yeah, the Tamiya thinner, but I ended up liking like how it kind of stayed on his skin and it made it a little bit darker, as well as getting into the crevices, so I decided to leave him. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but he's black washed, so he is definitely a little bit darker, and I think he looks really nice. I'm kind of hoping to do the same thing with Zed and just make him look a little bit more like just tougher and meaner, but we'll see. We'll see. That's something for the weekend. We got one more day, Friday, and then the weekend, and we'll see what we can do when it comes to customizing some stuff. So we shall see. Oh, let's see. Articulation on Zed. Yeah, I mean, you got that forward crunch all the way, or quite a ways back. You got these little tubes, so I don't want to bend them too far because it seems to be stressed, especially in the front if I pull him too far back, but he definitely goes forward without a problem. So I don't really think he's hindered in a sense. So I think he's pretty good. Let's see, moving his arms up. Yeah, you just gotta be careful because the tubes as well. See this guy. little bit more stress if you keep pulling it upwards, but not bad by any means. Not hindered at all, at least in my opinion. You know, I don't want to break him or anything like that. He's doing good. Damn. He got a big old staff too. Let's see. Definitely gonna kind of like black wash it as well. Staff and ooh, and Red Galaxy sword. It's really nice. I like the little details that it has, and now I'm gonna black wash this a little bit as well. Especially like with the Zeo Rangers, you guys might have seen it. Like I did a black wash into the gold parts, and that really just kind of made it stick out. So I'm kind of hoping to do the same with some of the gold parts that this sword has and whatnot. No Love Bruce, how's it going? Thank you for joining. This is a rambling session / unboxing. Let's see. Okay, let's set that aside. Make sure nothing falls over. Alright, and Goldar. Got Goldar. This is the first release version with his wings. So, really like this one. It's funny because like I didn't jump into this like right when they came out, which is the sad part. As you can see, that's why I'm like, oh, let me get everything as quickly as I can because I really want to do photos and whatnot. And I remember seeing this guy like, was it last year? How long have these figures been out for? Like a year now, maybe. I think is when they started. And I saw so many of this guy, and I was like, I don't want you. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna get it. Until like 3 weeks ago when I saw Zeo Red in person, I was like, oh, he's looking good. And then I just bought like 10 figures in one sitting, and I was like, oh shit, what did I do? But I just love the articulation on these, like the ab crunch and that, like with the upper ball joint that it has too. So he's kind of just moving, and he's like bam, 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 bam. I love that. That got me hooked ASAP, real quick, no chill. So this guy, I really like the way he looks, and you know he's gonna get black washed a bit as well, so I'm excited for that. Pum 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 pum. Let's see. Got some more of the little weapons. This is the Psycho Red Sword. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope. It looks nice. Super unique. And Goldar sword. I guess that was one of the differences from what I saw like in some reviews online. Can't recall exactly whose review, but the difference between Goldar, other than like the paint job and the fact that he doesn't have wings on the new release, is I guess the sword is a little bit different, as well as the effect piece that he comes with. So I thought that was pretty interesting, but I still think Goldar needs his wings, and that's my opinion. You got Psycho Red's alternate Zappy Zap hand. It's pretty cool. I like that a lot as well. Okay. Alright, next off, Yellow Ranger. Now this is really nice. Unlike the Black Ranger from reviews that I watched, like he was the only one apparently that didn't have like the, I think it was the red ring around his morpher, so I was like, and I decided to just get the armored Black Ranger from Walgreens because the Walgreens right by me happened to have him, so I just got that guy and just modded him, took the shield off, smoothed out the arms, painted them, and his alternate unmasked head just looked better in my opinion than the new one that they were going to come out with. So I was like, I'll just get you. Yes, he does need his wings. Look at that. Yellow Ranger's looking good. I really like the way that they've done like the boots on these figures and just like the wrinkling as if it was fabric of the suits. You know, as much as I love the figure arts that are behind me, like at this point I'm kind of scared to mess around with them. Like I've had like some of the Shinkenger and Gokaiger ones, like since they're a lot older, like the joints inside the legs just completely break off or inside the arms. So I'm really scared to mess around with those at this point, especially because they're worth so much. Not that I would sell them, you know, I love these guys. I'm never going to sell like those figure arts. I love them. Same with these, of course. I'm never going to sell this. But this, I'm not afraid of playing with it as much as I am with those now. You got kicked out? What? All right, you're back. You're back, though. That's what matters. That's what matters, plastic. This is really cool, so. Let me see. We're seeing a lot of QC issues with the neck, but it's okay. Her neck is fine. So this is going to be a lot of fun to take pictures with as well. Yellow Ranger. And Pink Ranger. We have Kimberly here. Let's try and get her out real quick. Oh, she's got some rubber bands. There we go. Nice. Between SHF and Lightning, I mean, it's kind of like, it goes back to like what I was mentioning. Like, I love SH Figure Arts for what they are, like as super posable, collectible figures and whatnot. For the longest time, they might still be my favorite ones, but that's kind of like what harkens back to like the whole stoppage of the Figure Arts Super Sentai. Like, I really wanted to keep collecting Figure Arts for Super Sentai, and they just stopped. They weren't getting any more love. That's why when I saw that they were making these guys and their articulation was great, I figured, well, this might be an opportunity to get teams that were never made, like the Zeo, O-Ranger, you know, In Space, aka Mega Ranger, Lost Galaxy, Gingaman. Like, a lot of the ones that I did watch that I would have liked to get as figure arts and were never released, you know, you're able to get as these guys. But another thing that kind of, like, in comparing like these guys, is you can definitely tell they're a lot smaller than the Lightning collection. These seem to fit a little bit more into scale with your more typical action figures, like what, of course, other Marvel Legends, and even with the Kamen Rider figures. Like, these guys just seem small. So let's see. Nick, what's up? So, I mean, they have their pros and cons, and of course these guys are just super expensive now, so you might as well like try and acquire these guys, and you're going to definitely be happy. If your aim is to really like take photos, mess around with the figure, like, this is not going to disappoint you, you know? It's fantastic. And of course these guys come with like effect pieces and a lot of just accessories in general, the alternate heads. Granted, you know, these guys have the figure arts have a myriad, a plethora, any variation of that word, of accessories between hands, weapons, and whatnot, and their posability. I think for what you're paying for these guys, this is definitely going to be it. Now, you know, I can't wait for them to make Gokaiger to these guys. That's going to be great. Granted, I do plan on finishing my Figure Arts Gokaiger set. For some reason, I acquired all the boys in one go and just never pulled the trigger to buy the girls, even though, like, I want them. I just never pulled the trigger. So I'm going to pull that trigger soon. I need to have the figure arts version of the Gokaiger set completed. And same with Kyoryuger. For Kyoryuger, I still need the gold and the black and pink set. But I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush. Big words. That's what happens. You read a lot, you learn words. Like, I take note of everything. Like, I have the dictionary app on my phone. Like, if I'm reading something and I see a word that I like, I just save it in there. I'm like, I'm gonna sprinkle that shit into conversation. That's how it be sometimes. Oops. But, Nick, to answer your question for any other ones that I'm currently looking for, as of right now, what was it? White and green MMPR, but like, there's no rush on that. I'm just gonna get them whenever. It's no biggie. Plus, I got a lot of work to do with these guys right now, so you're gonna see a lot of photos with the new stuff that Eli just sent me. So I gotta work on that stuff and do some crossover pictures. But between green and white, what else was I needing? Kyoto Red was a Dino Charge was the English one. Yeah. And I think that might be it for the time being. Yeah, because I only want to really get teams that I enjoyed watching, at least the Sentai versions of them, and that I like their suits, like I was saying, because like, I don't know, I'm kind of weird. Like, I personally don't want to buy a team if I've never watched the show before, you know, because I want to know who the characters are, and then afterwards I'll get them. But who's to say? If they make Turbo, I haven't seen like the Sentai car, I think it was Car Ranger. So if they make them, I'll probably still get them just because I always like the way those Turbo suits or Car Ranger suits look like. So I might get those figures when they come out and maybe watch it eventually. We'll see down the line. Yeah, but we shall see. But I really do want them to make the Wild Force, and shoot, who else? Yeah, Turbo. I want to make Turbo, Wild Force, Gokaiger for sure. Damn, I gotta look at this wall. Who else? I've watched a lot of the older Sentai ones that were made into Power Rangers in the US. I think the only one that I've watched that wasn't made into the US prior to Zyudanger was Jetman. So I really like that show. Yeah, Kaku Ranger would be really cool if they actually did make that as well. Now that you bring it up, I know I was like, what was that one? What was it called? I can't remember. The ones of the ninjas. It wasn't Ninja, but Kaku Ranger. Sorry about that. There was a call coming. Sorry. Do not worry. Dire Danger. Man, I wish they would make Dire Ranger. I don't think they're gonna make Dire Ranger. Unless they do like... Nah. They're not gonna... My bad, people. My bad. Kinda got frozen there. Had to take a quick work call. Jonah, Matt, I'm talking about you guys. That was you. You paused this feed. That was you. On you. Dire Ranger, yeah. I don't think they're gonna make Dire Ranger just because it wasn't adapted to the US, even if Super Mega Force... Did Super Mega Force keep the scenes with Rangers that weren't ever made into the US? I can't remember. I only watched Gokaiger. But that would be really nice, especially because I really like that series. So it'd be really nice if they would make them, but I honestly don't think that they will. And what was it? Yeah, I do have the red figure arts now that I recall of Dire Ranger. Was it Ryu Ranger? I think it was his name. But was it still frozen? Ah. Yeah. But I think they did have some scenes. I just can't recall, honestly. And Negro. Thank you. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Ryu Ranger. But I wasn't 100. I wasn't 100% committed to saying, yeah, that's his name. I'm trying to think of... Remind me. You guys gotta remind me. What other teams were there that haven't come out as figure arts? I mean, there's plenty, but... In Space, touch base on In Space. I would like them to definitely make those the full wave for these guys. And Megaforce, not Super Megaforce or just regular Megaforce. I never watched that series, not even the Sentai version. Their suits looked alright. Don't know if I would get those though. But there's that. Yeah. I mean, I probably like talked about this maybe the one and only other time I've gone live. Like, I got into collecting per se back like in 2013, like 2013 or so, I want to say, because around the time frame I think they had started giving MMPR on TV again, like with some like added sequences or whatnot, just different stuff than the original release in the US. And I was like, oh snap, they got Mighty Morphin on TV again. Started watching that and ended up buying the box set on DVD from Amazon. And as I was watching it, you know, simply for nostalgia purposes, I realized that there were some scenes with like Japanese kanji in the background and signs. I was like, wait a minute, is this filmed in Japan? Like, what's going on? That's when I realized, like, herp derp, that, well, Power Rangers is Super Sentai. And I was like, oh my goodness, I need to watch the source material for this stuff. What? Ended up starting Zeo Ranger. I didn't even finish Zeo Ranger before I came across Gokaiger, and I ended up just watching all of Gokaiger in like a couple days time, and I was like, oh my god, this is fantastic. Finished Zeo Ranger, jumped into Kyoryuger, and I started trying to like backtrack through the majority of Super Sentais that had been made into Power Rangers, especially like the ones that I liked. I tried to watch them in order as best as I could, and throughout that whole process, I came across Kamen Rider, and I was like, what is this? They got big old bug eyes. And the first Kamen Rider show that I watched was Double, and I think I just kind of like clicked it. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna click Double. I've seen a lot of good things, maybe Double. Yep. And pause, let me pause this for a sec. Pause that stream. Cheek Mill, what up? Toy Figure, what up? And yeah, you're right. If Landing Collection were to start making Kamen Rider, that'd be so good. I'd be all over it. And yeah, Kamen Rider Black, that's actually the current series that I'm watching. It's the first Showa Rider series that I've started watching. I'm like somewhere 10 episodes in, more or less. But yeah, Double was the first one that I watched just because a lot of people were talking about it at the time. And I mean, I didn't have anything to compare it to. I thought it was definitely interesting because I was used to the Power Rangers formula per se, where it's like you fight monster grows big, kill the big monster, happy ending. Kamen Rider was like, nah bruh, we ain't doing that. And I was like, what? Okay, it's a little bit of getting used to, but I liked Double for what it was. Then I ended up watching Decade, and that was probably not the best idea, especially because it's an anniversary show to 10 other shows that I hadn't yet seen. So I was like, oh shit, what is happening? I liked it. Jumped forward, watched O's. I was like, wow. O's is what cemented it. It was the third series that I've watched for Kamen Rider, and I watched it like in 2 days tops. And I would like to rewatch it soon to see if it still holds that like special place in my heart from when I originally watched it, that I was like, damn, this is fantastic. But after O's, I just started watching everything in as best of an order as I could, you know, Fours, Wizard, Gaim, and then started backtracking to the starters of Heisei, you know, like Kuga, Agito, and whatnot, and just like blaze through everything. And yeah, you're right. Japan got all the good stuff. They got all the good stuff. But yeah, blazed through all those riders, and last one I needed to finish watching was Hibiki, and I was just like, nope, can't get into it. I remember watching the first episode like a year or so ago, and I was like, oh my god, this is a musical. Is every episode going to be a musical? I'm so scared to get into it. And I was so close, dead ass, to just saying, nah, I'm not going to watch it. And I was like, man, but I watched 19 of the 20 Heisei. I'm just going to stop right there. So I caved. I ended up watching like a review that talked about it. I was like, screw it. I'll just watch it even though I got stuff spoiled, whatever. But I ended up watching Hibiki. Really liked it. And kind of like what the review that I watched said, it's like you might like it to the middle half or you might like it after the middle half because of the creative team and whatnot like having shifted. But I did like the first half, so to speak, of Hibiki. The later half I really didn't like. This is one character. He's just a total douchebag. Did not like that character at all. And yet again, shout out to Eli. Thank you, Plastic, for helping me get that Hibiki. He is right there with the rest of the delicious Kamen Riders. Where are they? Right there, right there. But yeah. No, yeah, Hibiki has really nice suits. I like the suits. I really like them. They grew on me, like I said. Initially, I was like, ugh. But after I actually cemented, I was just like watching it every day, like one episode. Like I would straight up get up, make my coffee, sit here before work, just like all old man status, like watching my Rider show. And I was like, that's some good shit. Time for work, and go to work. So I made it kind of like a routine. Like every morning I would watch like 1 or 2 episodes until I finished it, and that's how I basically like completed it. Unlike the other ones where I straight up binged it, but I really liked it in the end, and it made me get all feelsy and shit. But the later half was just like but I still liked it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, like I mentioned, Showa era, started off with Kamen Rider Black, and going from there. But let's see, what else? I guess like on the topic of riders and whatnot, and just Japan having all the stuff. Like Cheek over here be saying Japan has everything. Yes, they do. It really sucks. Like, I mean, this year has impacted everybody, but you may have seen Alex and I and some friends and my brother. We were all supposed to go to Japan this year, but Rona happened, and that got postponed. But I mean, it's still something else to look forward to. Hopefully, go sometime within the next year if everything seems to better itself, so to speak. But we had some good plans. You know, I was excited for the Super Sentai, Kamen Rider anime shopping. Like there was a lot of stuff I really wanted to see in the Godzilla store. They have these really nice Godzilla jackets. I was like, I'm gonna cop one of those jackets. I'm gonna wear that shit really good. But who knows? That's gonna be another plan for the future. Actually make it to Japan and see some stuff, buy some things. But yeah. What else? I'm trying to think of what other stuff to talk about right now. I still got like work in my head and just like, alright, we got one more day. I keep thinking today's Friday, but it's Thursday, so let's see. But yeah. I mean, working on some of these toy photos. What else? Gotcha. I gotcha. Ninja Turtles. Like, yeah. Eli already knows. I was checking out the Super 7 Ninja Turtles. They actually had them for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, and I missed out on Raph initially, but they put him up again, so I managed to cop him. He's supposed to be arriving next week. Super 7 Raphael. Managed to get a pre-order for Don, Mikey, and Leo, so I'm really excited. In my opinion, I think those are going to be, at least for me, like more definitive based off scale and looks for Ninja Turtle action figure. So I'm really looking forward to getting all those. And yeah, I made Eli get one too. Why didn't I make you? You were like tempted, and you were tempted. But those look really dope. So I'm excited to get those figures. At least Raphael is coming next week, so I'm gonna have a lot of fun with him too. And Leo is supposed to be at the end of this year, followed by Mikey first quarter of 2021, Don later half of 2021. So long as product is made available and ships out to people. So got those to look forward to. And what other pre-orders do I have? Monster Hunter. Have the Narga Kuga coming out at the end of this month. So I'm really excited for that. And nice segue. Do you prefer doing outdoor photography or indoor with dioramas? I like a mixture of both. I really liked doing outdoor photos, especially during my time in Puerto Rico. I'm from Puerto Rico. Because you got the beaches and just like beautiful just scenery in general that you don't just put the figure there and it just looks good, at the beach or something. But I haven't really been taking that many outdoor photos. That's gonna change with the Monster Arts figures that are gonna be coming out. Definitely gonna be doing some more photos outside because of those figures. And like where we live, there's a recreational area, Sabino Canyon. So gonna make the most of the fact that it's not gonna be as hot anymore in Tucson, and do some photos outside of those figures. But pros and cons, just wind, nature, be blowing stuff down. That was something that I really did not like, especially when you're doing a picture of like 6 rangers and they're all like posed up and the wind just like domino affects them down. Nah, not about that. But pros and cons. And indoor photos I do enjoy doing a lot of as well, especially now, like with some of the pieces that I have, like some of the dioramas that I have, or the ones that I do have, are ones that I made. They're real basic, but they get the job done. And I've been kind of like seeing other people's works online and kind of using like a TV screen or a monitor to have like some kind of realistic background, so to speak, and have my figures in front of that and trying to work with a photo in that fashion. So that's kind of like what I've been learning and trying to do more of, just to mix it up, and getting just more like little scenery pieces for photos. Like, let's see, I've had like these little oil drums for a while. Like I want to get like a dumpster kind of thing, and just like alleyway stuff, and go from there and just incorporate that a little bit more. Yeah, sacrifices for outdoor photos. But another thing that I wanted to incorporate a lot more, especially with indoor photos, is like comic cutouts. And this goes back to the Rangers. And what I had already mentioned to Eli is I have the single issues for some of the Power Ranger ones, like Boom Studios and whatnot. But I have the first 3 issues of Go-Go Power Rangers that I bought when they first came out, and I didn't get into that series. So I'm going to flip through those 3 issues, and I'm going to snip out stuff for them. Conversations between the characters, and just images and whatnot, and try to incorporate that into the action figure photography with them and see how that goes. So that's something that I'll try to be working on over the weekend as well, is doing that, cutting stuff out, making it look good, and just do photos. And looks like this chunky monkey wanted to say hi. But yeah, so weekend cutouts, do a little bit more painting and whatnot, and on the figures, should I say, and definitely work on some photos. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that might wrap it up for this first or second live stream that I've done. Probably gonna do more in the future. Talk a little bit more about some other figures that I'll be acquiring. Maybe I'll decide to like incorporate the Ninja Turtles that I mentioned, the Monster Hunter ones, into like one video, and just talk about them for a little bit, and anything else that I come across if I do find it, and go from there. But thanks guys for tuning into this little live stream / unboxing, and hope you guys do well. As D Amazing says, do good, be good, drink your water, right? Riders, yeah? D Amazing, are you seeing this? No? Yeah? Alright. You guys have a good night. See you soon. Bye.